Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast College Football Edition. Today, we are here with the Content Tuesday crew going over the first game of the season for your Ohio State Buckeyes, talking about the first games of the first week of college football, upsets, disappointments, and many more. We got, like I said, the crew is with us, Cedric, Byron, and Justin. What's going on, fellas?
Not much. Happy that college football is back and we get to review it and talk about all the craziness that went on this weekend.
Well, he's doing that. Cedric, what's going on?
How's it going, man? It was a fast week. It's great to be back.
Amen. Amen to that. As the head producer is working on audio, we'll get right into it. You've listened to these before. You know who gives us the first recap of the game. Take it away, Captain.
All right. Ohio State played Akron over the weekend. Will Howard went 17 for 28, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He did have a fumble. Travion and Quinshon Judkins pretty much split carries. Travion Henderson had 8 carries for 65 yards, no touchdowns. Quinshon Judkins, 13 for 55 yards and 1 touchdown. The freshman Jeremiah Smith balled out. He had 6 receptions for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gurnell Tate had 4 receptions for 58 yards, and Emeka Buka 4 receptions for 51 yards. Defense had a pretty good game as well. They had 5 sacks, 10 tackles for losses, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, and 2 defensive touchdowns. Overall, I think it was a good performance by Ohio State. The only thing I wish is that we could have started faster, so our starters could have set at the start of the second half. It was 17-3 at halftime, so the starters had to play pretty much all that they recorded in probably half of the fourth quarter. But otherwise, I think it was a good game.
To Byron's thing, like he said, man, like we said in the preview, it's going to be a long season, especially if we want the Buckeyes to get to where we want them to get. So that extra rest is going to be imperative. Cedric, what did you like about the game? Didn't like?
I love to see the defensive turnovers. That was one of the things that it took us a lot to get last year. To get like actual interceptions. I love the pick sixes. Like I feel like the defense getting our offense more opportunities because we are so talented offensively is going to be crucial this season. And it was great to see that happen first game, especially against like Akron. Like, and no offense to Akron, Canton, Ohio, 20 minutes up, but we have better athletes. So I'm not amazed defensively that we punished them to the extent that we got some turnovers. That's how it should work out for us. I don't know if it was just coverage play calling or just like trying different options. The only thing that I'm still wondering, and I'll wait a few weeks to see, is Emeka Buka's involvement. I thought he would be like he was targeted 7 times, but I thought he'd get more. I guess because he is in theory our best receiver. But I understand it's the first game of the season. You got to see what other offensive options are there. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. But that was like the only one question I was like, yeah, surprised I haven't gotten number 2 the ball more. But it ended up working out, so no worries.
Yeah, there's already a discourse because you already know in the city of Columbus. Is Jeremiah Smith already the number 1 clear-cut number 1 receiver on the team?
It's literally the first game, people.
Shit, maybe.
Hey,
He was doing a lot of shit. I mean, maybe. I don't personally think so. I mean, it is the first game of the season. It is Akron, so hey, he could have been the one who was just cooking his matchup the best, and Howard was just seeing him. But you really can't make any assumptions off this game. Like Akron really ain't a team that you can be measuring yourself against. Good thing that they did whoop them 52-6. When I was in fucking Denver, the assholes at the sportsbook that I was watching this shit at were refusing to put the game on. I was getting so fucking pissed off.
Why were they refusing?
Bro, because they thought it was on Big Ten Network at first. They thought it was on Big Ten Network, and some game like went over or something. And then I'm like sitting there like looking at my phone, like, the game's on CBS. I'm like, the game's on CBS. And it took them a minute to finally turn to that shit. So I ain't really watch it, but I knew Ohio State was going to do this shit.
That is funny. Quick plug, since you brought that up, Justin, for anyone who does have the ESPN app, if you go to the new Where to Watch section, it will tell you where every game that you want to watch and what station is on, even if it's outside of Disney like partners. So that's a cool little trick.
Don't plug that
Good
for
to know.
ESPN. They ain't doing shit for us.
I had to check Bleacher to tell me what network it's on.
Oh, well, I use the app. I probably use the ESPN app more. Well, I use the score more, but I saw that and I was like, oh, that's nice. Just letting me know off the bat. So next game, Western Michigan. It is a night game, 7:30 in the shoe. Still holding, I think, at 38.5. What, Justin, since you're coming in, what do you expect out of that one?
I expect much of the same performance playing another MAC school in back-to-back weeks. I believe, I'm trying to look it up right now. I believe I bet on Western Michigan. I did bet on Western Michigan to cover against Wisconsin. Wisconsin just beat them last week, 28-14. So I expect
they hung in it too.
Yeah, they were in that game for sure. So I definitely expect Ohio State to at least beat them by more than 14.
Well, at least it's not 50 points like the game this past week. Anyone who took that, God bless your soul.
Nah, they were. I guess they better than Akron, Western Michigan, apparently.
Cedric, what are you expecting? What do you want out of this game? I think we're all going to pick Ohio State to win, so we won't wait too much on that. But what do you want to see in this game?
Honestly, I know we got two split backs. I would love to see that develop a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they did a great job changing series. So I would like to see that kind of exposed on this team. I think Western Michigan gave up multiple rushing touchdowns, so I think it's possible to see Travion get his first touchdown of the season against them. I would love to see that. Honestly, Will Howard just continue on getting those reps, continue getting comfortable in the pocket. If he ran a bit, I wouldn't be too sad to see. That'd be cool. I mean, I know he ran at Kansas State. There's a bunch of conversation about Chip Kelly. Like, oh, he's fast type of stuff during this game. So I don't know. I guess just more consistency with the offense, just to keep going. I think defensively, I don't expect much problems from Western Michigan. So,
Byron,
just go in there and take care of business early so we can set our starters the second half because it's a long season. So we gotta get our starters as much rest as we can.
Yep. And the only thing I'll add is to what Cedric said earlier: more looks for Mr. Ibuka. But they should handle Western Michigan, but we won't. But we all picked them to win. Now, are we all picking them to? Well, Justin's picking Western Michigan to cover.
What was the spread you said it was again?
38.5.
Oof, 38. So last week, gambling, the only like big ass spreads I took were essentially SEC schools playing fucking FCS schools. Like Ole Miss beat the dog shit out. They covered a 41-point spread.
Yeah, they hung up 70.
Yeah, Arkansas played some butt fuck team. They whooped the dogs. They played Arkansas Pine Bluff. They whooped the dog shit out of them. Missouri played some fucking cupcake. So those were the only like big old spreads that I was taking because like I watched the Arkansas game and Arkansas Pine Bluff literally looked like a high school football team. Like they were so small. They were tiny. So I probably wouldn't take OSU against the spread. Against here, I'd probably take Western Michigan if I really had to bet, but this is the type of game you don't bet on. If you can bet on props, do that.
Cedric?
Oh, no, I think I think they could cover. I think OSU could cover the spread depending on how things look. I trust that with us seeing the last half of the game where our offense and defense combined scoring, I think that will get us in a rhythm. If we hit the ground running in the first quarter, like we haven't missed a beat, I think we could score 40-something points easily in 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just a question of our defense keeping them from scoring to cover. So I think it is possible for OSU to beat the spread.
Byron.
Such a good breakdown, Cedric.
No, it actually was good breakdown, Cedric. I agree with Cedric. I think if our defense can hold them like they did against Akron, I think OSU has the potential to score, 40 plus each game. So I think they could cover as well. I think it just depends on the defense.
I don't disagree with anything anyone has said. All right, some of the big games of last week. Who wants to start their take? Clemson and Georgia. Who posted the Dabo thing in the notes?
That was me.
All right, so you could start with this one. You get this game.
Hey, I just want to say though, that's dope shit. Whoever posted it, that was nice. I didn't know what that was, but that was nice.
Right.
Cedric, it was so lucky because like Martin just sent the notes and I was literally just watching like that video and I just screenshot and just like put it in there so I didn't forget that shit because it's an amazing fucking stat. I don't know what the fuck happened to Clemson because when I was in Denver, we left at like halftime when the game was only 6-0. And then we get to the casino / sports book and these niggas lost by 31 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, offense couldn't do shit. Defense couldn't stop him in the second half. I mean, shit, Clemson only had 188 total yards in the game, 4 for 13 on third down. Georgia wasn't much better, but I guess in the second half they weren't even getting the third down.
Mm-hmm.
It's just piss poor. Like that is unacceptable. And then the stat that we talking about when I was flying back and I saw it on Get Up and ESPN was like, has the game passed Dabo by and shit? Total starts by transfer since 2018 when like this transfer portal thing like really started. 0%. And the only other 3 schools that have done that in FBS and all of college football are the military academies, Air Force, Army, and Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, like I said last week, that we're gonna have to really get with her, get the fuck out of here, because like this shit ain't sustainable. Like you not using the transfer portal is not making you competitive. It's clearly starting to show.
Well, Justin, I don't know about getting the fuck out of here anytime soon. The buyout is $60 million. I already looked it up.
Hey. They got some money. You know they got some money.
I'm not on his ass yet because I'm not yet, but I'm just letting you know. I've already looked it up. Does he have a jet? I'm ready. He does not have a jet. I looked that up.
That's why. That's
and Dabo is a good coach. Like his X's and O's are good. He's just whiffing on some of this talent. Like after Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence, your past 2 quarterbacks, DJ and this dude Kate Clubbin, this haven't been it.
Putting in his freshman, he won 10 games with DJ. So that he could still coach. Now we're seeing what DJ doing. He won 10 games with that guy.
Good point, Martin. He won 10 games with DJU at quarterback, and we've seen how he's faring at Florida State on a way shittier team. So I mean, Dabo just has to start using the transfer portal and picking the right guys. I mean, it's really that simple. It's really that simple. I don't know why he's just trying to hold on to
that old school mentality.
Say what?
That old school mentality of like, listen, I'm gonna reward loyalty over talent. I'm just gonna keep recruit my own people. I don't want to deal with transfer portal stuff. I just want to keep with the guys that I myself have put into this program who have shown faithfulness and loyalty to this program.
I think
that's the only thing that I can see. Like, if you have 0%. And you're that big of a school, you was going to the college playoff. You was doing shit. But you have 0. Like, you mean to tell me not one of these motherfuckers can start?
So it's 2018.
Yeah. That's what baffles. Like that baffles the hell out of me.
Pre-COVID.
That baffles the hell out of me.
It's kind of wild too, because like we talked about the preview last week, and it was confirmed I mean, there's only 3 coaches who have national championships who are coaching right now, and that's Kirby, Dabo, and Mac Brown over there in North Carolina. And Dabo and Kirby, that's 4 out of the past 8 titles. Like, it's weird because obviously being Ohio State fans, Clemson was literally a playoff pseudo rival for Ohio State. So seeing you could, if you really want to be that Ohio State homer, ever since we beat them, they have not been the same.
They have not.
But Justin, I want to point to your credit too, because again, first NFL podcast. By the time you listen to this, will be coming out. Plugging that already. What happens when a coach is super successful? All the other people on his staff eat. He also hasn't been the same since his assistants left. That shows the difference between him and a Saban. Saban was losing those assistants left and right.
Saban was whooping the ass.
Yeah, still coming back. As soon as because Brett Bielema was with him since the jump, and then when he left,
Brett Venables at
I'm sorry,
at Oklahoma, but it's a talent issue at this point. He is literally not doing what everyone else is doing, and you can still reward your players, like the quarterbacks and stuff that like stick around in that shit, but like the transfer report, like a lot of these coaches are using the transfer report. Oh, last year our offensive line sucked. We just like the left side of our offensive line sucked. We can get a tackle from here that we know that's good, and another guard from over here that we know it's good, who's been in college and has done shit, and we can plug them in, and we don't even have to wait to like develop him or any of that. And that's a whole avenue of scouting that Clemson's just not fucking doing.
So I also want to put this in perspective too, because it was like 2000. Yeah, Dabo Swinney took over in 2009, and obviously 2011 was when they started breaking through. He won 10 games or more from 2011 to 2022. 2023 is the first time in over a decade he did win 10 games. He was at 9-4. The problem was he was 6th in the ACC, 4-4 in the conference. So I mean, you take out that. I mean, he's still 2022. They won the ACC 11-3, 10-3, 10-2, 14-1, 15-0, 12-2, 14-1, 14-1. 10-3, 11-2, 11-2, 10-4. You're right. It's a talent thing, but can we completely write them off with this track record? I don't see them losing 5 games as of yet. My opinion could change.
No.
Yeah, I don't think you can write them off right now in the ACC. Absolutely not. The ACC is fucking dog shit. You see what the champ from last year is out here doing. So yeah, you absolutely cannot shut them out. I mean, and they don't gotta play Miami this year. They don't even gotta play Miami
unless they make it to the championship.
Yeah, unless they make it to the ACC championship game. So I mean, we're not digging Clemson's grave right now, but seeing that stat absolutely startled me. And up against Georgia, the creme de la creme in the country, the best team of this decade, honestly, of the 2020s, the Georgia Bulldogs, who are running college football right now. Yeah. They're not there. They can't stack up.
Just think just to quote the song, just see how fast the night changes. Because if we would have started this years ago, we would be saying the same thing about Dabo. The team of this who just won the 2 national titles, who knocked Saban out in title games. We were saying the same shit.
Yeah.
We would have been. It's wild how it just, if you don't get the talent, it passes you by quick.
Yeah, that's what this shit all is. Like you can be the best X's and O's coach of all time. You need national championship bodies to win natties. Period.
Yeah.
Facts. Not to mention, Justin, Georgia played without their starting running back.
Georgia doesn't.
That's
matter.
true.
It don't matter.
I forgot about that.
Trevor Etienne don't matter.
They got 3 niggas who are probably just as fast as him behind them. It don't matter for them.
I don't know, but that's what took the lag though. Because they struggle getting the run game established.
Man,
and then Carson Beck started slinging that.
Sleeve Carson Beck? Sleeve Carson Beck? Hey, he out here, bro. That white bear nice.
Without Brock Bowers this year, too, who we all respect over here. All right. Another big game. Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Justin had to start with the first one. Byron, Cedric, who wants to start with that one?
I'll do this one. Notre Dame ended up winning. I think it was like 24-13, something like that.
23.
Let's go.
13.
Yeah, 23-13. Low scoring game. Both starting quarterbacks are coming back from injuries last year, so they had a slow start. So I don't think they'll struggle for the whole season. But I think they'll bounce back. Texas A&M. We'll see what Texas A&M does. But I can kind of see Notre Dame maybe going undefeated this season. They kind of have a pretty light schedule when I was looking at it earlier.
I would say with that game, which if you play the video game, toughest place to play, Texas A&M, which that place was rocking at night.
Mm-hmm.
When it came down to it, man, Riley and Marcus Freeman, they called some great QB runs, like timely. Like they were very timely first downs. They got the stuff they need to do to win. And Notre Dame's defense, I didn't realize that I forget his name and I apologize. The man who had the most picks last year came back. That defense is hard.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good game. I think, and also with Texas A&M too. I don't know why they were favored. It's probably because they were at home, but I think that was. I mean, it's a new coach, so we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. Cedric, Justin, anything else y'all want to add on this game?
No passing touchdowns the entire game. Everything was on the ground. Those
Yeah.
running backs.
Old
That running
school.
game. Those running backs, though, some major key runs that were being ripped off. Like, honestly, that's what made me watch the game more. I was like, the defense in the running game was just massively impressive. I think both teams have to figure out how to involve their passing game.
Yeah.
If they do want to stay successful and try to, because it's a long season and God, pushing those running backs, all those attempts, push them to injury. So,
yep.
But it was a great game to watch. It was a great game to watch.
Yeah. Justin.
Yeah, I definitely think both of these teams' quarterbacks will play better as the season progresses coming off injury. And what Byron said, yeah, watch out for Notre Dame. They looking at this schedule and they can keep it up playing like that. I mean, they obviously weren't perfect. They obviously weren't perfect. They had 11 penalties for 99 yards. They got to clean some of that up, but they ran the ball great, 198 rushing yards, 5.8 yards of carrying. So they were really controlling the game in that aspect. But yeah, some of these teams on Notre Dame's schedule, they are probably going to be undefeated when they play Louisville at home, who's ranked. They got Georgia Tech, who's ranked on there. Florida State at home at night. Keep this dog water. Oh my God!
that game's getting flexed out.
I don't know. It's Florida State Notre Dame. That's going to get a rating. And
Louisville beat them last year, so that.
Yeah.
Louisville beat Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It definitely ain't beat Florida State.
Oh no.
And then yeah, and then they get in the season with USC, who had a nice performance on Sunday. So their hardest game ain't until the end of the season.
We'll see what they do, man. When everyone starts giving you praise, especially like someone like a Kurt Herbstreit saying they're a shoo-in to get in, what happens? They get upset the next week.
Yep.
I don't see Northern Illinois doing
I don't see it either. I'm just saying, you know how that shit goes. Start getting that praise.
They lost to the Huskies.
All right. Cedric, which game do you want, man? We still got Penn State, West Virginia, Miami, Florida, and USC and LSU.
Man, let me talk about the Canes.
Go ahead.
2 words. Cam Ward. Cam Ward balled the fuck out. Almost 400 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Like this was just a statement game for them to say, listen, we back. The U is back. Okay. I know Florida has been crazy, but this starting week 1, 41-17. You got 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. You had receiver getting over 100, like 3 receivers close to 100. Well, 1 receiver over 100 yards. The tight end at 89, Horton at 70. Like this is just honestly great game for Miami to open up. I feel more comfortable about picking them to win the ACC. So it's an amazing performance.
And in the words of the late Iron Sheik, rest in peace, Justin, it's time for Billy Napier to be out of there, Bubba. It's time to go. It's time to go.
It's only his second year.
No, it's time to go. It's time. It's time.
It's OV for him, bro. I was literally before we got on here, YouTube recommended a segment from Greeny's show about how he was criticizing the Florida fans after that dog shit performance. So,
I didn't see that.
No.
Yeah, he's cooked. He's absolutely cooked. And then when I gave the pick last week, picking Miami, I did that as soon as I realized Graham Mertz was still the quarterback for Florida. I can't stand him. He sucks. Not good at all.
Ass.
Big ass. Like, I remember him in Wisconsin. Like, the man was
Justin, what type of ass is he?
Oh, big ass. Like, this dude was like, oh my God. Like, as soon as I realized he was still starting at Florida, I was like, these niggas are cooked. Billy Napier is cooked. Yeah. Get him the fuck up out of there, because yeah, this is unacceptable.
You know, and they fired a coach who was winning 10 straight games and having Florida do something. And he liked the tweet of someone saying it too. So
Dan Mullen's got a fucking raw deal because this dude, Billy Napier, sucks.
But Byron, you want to keep him? You said it's only his second year. Anything you want to add to this?
Well, that was before I knew he was criticizing fans for, Florida's ass performance. So, if he could leave. But literally my notes said literally my notes were Graham Mertz's ass wasn't good at Wisconsin and isn't good at Florida. So
oh shit.
Man went for 11 for 20, 91 yards and a pick. Bro, you're an ass.
Hey, you know who he reminds you of though?
Who?
DJ.
Oh, come on.
we can't keep doing this to that man, bro. Wait till we get to that.
I haven't even said anything about him yet, so I'm,
he's catching strays, man.
Well, let me get
He's
mine.
earned them, Justin. We'll talk about it later, but he's earned them.
Let me get mine out the way. Of course, I gotta do this one. Lincoln Riley, USC, against LSU. Y'all really showed me some things, man. That game was very enjoyable to watch.
Put some respect on my nigga, man.
Oh, let's not go that far. Let's reel it back.
Let me earn that jet. He's like, we secure the jet.
That's right.
We're gonna fly out from Vegas.
They out-toughed LSU, man. They got that.
That's
14.
right.
Okay.
They were technical. They're playing some real defense.
All right. Okay. Yeah. And he made it known. He's like, yeah, that's some Big Ten football, wasn't it? I was like, oh my. I said, okay, time to go to bed.
He's trolling.
No, that game was good. I mean, that 14 in the fourth quarter and he outcoached Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly getting all mad at the little podium and all that. And
I think it was real anger.
No.
Or do you feel like it was staged?
Staged.
I think he was pissed.
He should be pissing himself. They haven't won. You want to talk? They have not won an opening game since pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely real anger because they definitely should have won that game.
Because the way he slapped the table, I don't know, man. I was like, you just want someone to feel like, okay, Brian Kelly's upset. Everyone is going to be okay. LSU may come back next week.
I mean, in his years there, he's only been there 2 years, I believe. Yeah, he's
his third year.
I'd say 3. He hasn't won an opening game.
Yeah, he hasn't won it, but this still goes back to post. Like, when
I know, but I'm saying like he's been there 3 years. He ain't winning the first week one.
Yeah, so and I mean first year he won the SEC out of nowhere. No one expected that. And beat Saban to them. No, he won the SEC West. Won the SEC West and beat Saban to them. Then his second year he got a Heisman Trophy winner. So I mean, but now I don't know what they got. And apologies to the MMA expert of the L7C, Chuck Marlowe. He was a little mad about how none of us predicted to have LSU in the college football playoff. Well, see game 1. I don't think y'all going. So.
I know.
Wait, Chuck felt some type of way we didn't have LSU up in there?
Yeah.
He did. He tweeted it.
Oh. Well.
See game 1. Now, Chuck, if they make the playoffs, of course, you're invited on the pod to talk your shit. But right now, y'all ain't.
They're not.
No.
To Chuck's defense, though, I think they can't. I think they like losing the USC game 1 ain't the biggest deal in the world to them. I mean, they've been losing the first game for a minute now, and they still have been doing things. So it's not that. It's honestly not that big a deal. They got Nicholas next week at South Carolina. Their next really hard game is going to be hosting Ole Miss, and we all remember that game last year. So we got to see how both of those defenses will play in that game, and then they got Alabama in whatchamacallit in November, and then they end the season with Oklahoma.
We'll see.
So they could definitely make some shape.
Okay. The other big game of the week was another nooner. Penn State 34 was West Virginia 12. I mean, James Franklin doing what James Franklin does, wins these pseudo big games, but then when it becomes Ohio State, Michigan, he loses. Not we. I really don't have anything much to add on that. I was just all right, typical Penn State.
Yeah.
I love the environment though, like the West Virginia environment getting hype, but I ain't got nothing to add. Anyone else got anything to add for that?
I'll just say dude threw 3 touchdowns. They have 4 passing touchdowns, which is pretty good for them. Like
Drew Alar. Yeah, I think they were
over 100 yards. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good opening performance for them. We'll see when they actually play some, no offense, West Virginia, better competition. But yeah, it worked out for them at the beginning.
Fair. Top 25 really hasn't changed all too much, besides Florida State being one of the few teams in our lifetime to drop from the top 10 to unranked in a span of 10 days.
That's what happens when you lose two games to unranked teams.
That's double-digit favorites.
Only team to lose as double-digit favorites in two different continents. So that too, a little history for them, but it really doesn't change that much. I mean, the way it's going, Clemson will be out in a couple of weeks too if they don't get their shit together too. So
we have a number 25 now.
We'll see.
All it could go up.
Go up.
As far as being ranked, no one will know what number they are if they out.
That's true.
I will say Michigan dropped the spot.
Man, perfect segue, because Michigan is one of the 2 games of the week we are going to talk about, because they got Texas coming. This is big. Michigan did not look great in that first half, and their defense did some things second half, got them through. Texas looked amazing. I mean, Baby Manning even got to come in and throw a couple TD passes because they were up by so much.
The people loved it.
People loved it.
People loved it.
I don't know what the spread is at the point. I'm not gonna lie. I got the spread when it was at 7. I don't know if it started at 6. And now it's at 7. Don't know if it's gone up, but I think Texas is about to beat the hell out of Michigan.
It's 7.5.
So 1 up, 1.5. Okay. I don't think Michigan stands a chance. I'm just gonna be honest.
Whoa.
Nah, that all, bro.
even your whoa was like even.
If Texas get up 2, Justin, they're one of those teams. If Texas gets up 2 touchdowns, it's over.
All right, you gotta understand. First game of the season, Fresno State. They don't know who the fuck about to play quarterback. Bunch of niggas left over the summer. I mean, it's at home too. The game's at home. Texas gotta go there. Goddamn, the game is. I think the spread in the summer was like 3.5 Texas, and it's all the way up to 7.5. I ain't even gonna hold you. I bet Michigan today to cover that. Yeah, I bet Michigan to cover that. No way. Defending national champs.
Good luck. The fact that they
and then Texas did the Colorado State too. Like Colorado State, we going crazy over Texas. What Colorado State's ass at home? Yeah.
Justin,
the game gonna be close.
What conference is Fresno State in?
Fuck if I know.
No, Justin. My thing is that we all know who Donovan Edwards is.
Yeah,
they couldn't get him going.
They really could not. They struggled. They struggled on the run.
These niggas rushed for 148 yards.
And Donovan Edwards was a part of it.
Donovan Edwards had 27 yards.
Yeah.
Only 11 carries, but...
only 11 carries.
Bro.
He had the second most rushing attempts on their team.
That's Donovan Edwards, bro. You give that man the ball. all the time, especially
This
breaking
was a
into
guy
young
who was rushing for averaging almost 9 yards a carry last year. Got
he was busting our ass.
Right, I was just about to say that.
Julio Mullins was going off. 6 yards a carry.
Justin, you saw that offense. You saw how they play. If they get down, they're not winning.
They're gonna have to game plan and make sure they don't get down. Then
I will say their best asset is that their corners. Their corner that
Will Johnson. No, he's hard. He is.
Will Johnson's fucking
Will
hard.
Johnson,
like that will be if their defense can hold Texas. That's their only hope. Because if Quinn Ewers and them boys get going, God.
Justin, this is the same Texas. Literally last year, this same week, came in at night, Tuscaloosa, and put the world on notice. You think they're going to be afraid of Ann Arbor with this scrub off? No way. This is Quinn Ewers' Heisman type game, part 1.
Okay, we'll have to see, but hey, Michigan still ran for 148 yards. If they can control the game and get that going and stop Quinn Ewers, then I definitely think they can win this game. I for sure think they cover this game.
Oh, if Michigan wins this game, Ohio State, we got to be nervous because that's going to be problematic. Because I don't know if
the only way I can see them win the game is exactly how you line it up. They just come in there and just out the get go, and it's just putting it fucking on. That's the only way Texas will win this game. Any other outcome in the game, it's going to be close.
I mean, this is the thing. They're like Texas has the ability to do that though. Like they're not like a slow paced team. They are a fast running gun offense.
That game's at night too, right?
Nah, it's
noon.
Oh, Texas is smoking noon. Nah.
Smart.
Okay, we'll see. But
listen, tell us about what about the real game? The one of hype versus hype. Nebraska, Colorado. That's the real game.
Man, that's going to be a good one. That game is at night on NBC.
Yeah.
NBC, I believe. I did not get a chance to watch Nebraska last week, but I know they won their game. But Nebraska's defense going to have to be on. They're going to be on lookout for Shedeur and Travis Hunter, because Shedeur Sanders was unbelievable last week. He absolutely was. Travis Hunter was unbelievable. So
both unbelievable. Still could have lost. Still should have lost that game.
Yeah, it really just lies in the fact what's Colorado's defense going to do against Nebraska. Like, what's Colorado's defense going to do? What's Nebraska's defense going to do? And if I had to just go off vibes and gut feeling, I feel like Nebraska's defense can hold Colorado down better than Colorado's defense to hold them down in the games in Lincoln.
I was going to say Colorado still has the same issues where they didn't even rush for 30 yards in the game.
Yeah, and they can't run the ball. But the only thing I was going to say after that was I'm hard leaning towards Nebraska.
It's going to be something, man, because that freshman QB in Nebraska had a nice little opening debut. Like this is rival. You already know everyone's going to be descending to Nebraska for this game.
Nah, when I was in Colorado at the sports book, there was a crowd. There was a gang of Nebraska fans in that bitch, and they were getting hype. They were getting hype. So that game, those Nebraska fans at night, they're gonna be ready. They're gonna be lubricated. That's the only thing they got up in that state. That game won't be tough for Colorado, for sure.
And just fun fact too was people who don't know, I live in a house. Had my normal AC check in. Guy who came in, shout out Alice Butler, does great stuff. Hardcore Nebraska fan, our age too. We started talking ball. He said, "Man, this game against Colorado, this is our life, man." I said, "Huh?" He's like, "This is rivals, this means everything to me." He's like, "We gotta win this game, like for the future of the program, to show where." I was like, "This means everything for us." I was like, "Oh." So I had to shout out my guy. They Justin, I firsthand experience talking to a Nebraska fan. You right, Justin. This means everything. This is OSU Michigan for them.
Yeah, it's a big game for them. Like Nebraska's gonna be fucking locked in. If Matt Rule knows anything about those folks, he's gonna have them ready for that one.
If I hear we searching for wins, not for clicks again, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. If I hear some line like that again, oh man. Fire Cedric, what do y'all think about this one? Because the stars are going to be shining tonight on that game.
I'm with Justin. I think I'm leaning Nebraska. You can never count out Coach Prime and Sanders and
wait, you can't what?
Well, I guess you can because he didn't perform well last year.
Man, he didn't get Martin that bet. That's why he said you can't.
Needed 5 wins last year. Well.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be switching between this game and the Ohio State game on Saturday. But I'm leaning towards Nebraska.
Cedric?
I definitely think it's going to be hard for Nebraska to contain Travis Hunter. I think, honestly, like Shedeur hit a lot of open receivers. He had a lot of good passes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, dude threw over 400 yards. I can't knock any of his performance at all. But I think a lot of work was dealt with some of those route running because a lot of, good amount of those receivers were able to get open. So I think Nebraska will have a lot of work to do in their secondary. I think if they can shut down the passing game, they will whoop the fuck out of Colorado because I can't see them running the ball. I don't even know who they run the ball with. So if they can shut down the pass, either A, put pressure on Shedeur, or B, lock up those receivers, I think Nebraska could walk out of this one relatively easily.
And Nebraska ran for 223 yards against UTEP in their game.
And I'll tell you, North Dakota State was running over.
Hey, shout out North Dakota. Hey, they were balling. That quarterback, he was. That
quarterback was running the fuck over.
Shout out to J50 saying, "Take that spread immediately."
Oh yeah, I'll be giving gifts, man. When I know some of these things, I know.
If he had a stronger arm, they would have. See, that's my thing with Colorado, bro. They just make stupid decisions. If that boy had a stronger arm, they would have lost that game. They caught that hail. I don't know what they were doing, with the time clock management, giving them another chance, but just stupid stuff. And I will say this: if Travis Hunter goes off again next week, he will be firmly week 2 Heisman front runner.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I put my bet in right now.
You should have got him when he was at plus 6K.
I wasn't thinking anything about him when he was plus 6K. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Barrett's who?
All right. Well, those are gonna be some good games. So
I will say though.
Oh, go ahead.
If Nebraska beats Colorado, we have to play Nebraska this year.
Oh, we said that on the preview. We know.
Yeah,
Byron. I know where you're trying to hit. I think we'll be okay. I don't listen. I think if we play Colorado, we whip the dog shit out of Colorado. So if Nebraska beats Colorado, it's okay.
See, I don't know. Byron might be on to something because they do beat Colorado. I don't see them losing again until that OSU game.
Yeah, they have Northern Iowa, Illinois, Purdue, Rutgers, Indiana, and then Ohio State. So
that's cool.
Yeah. It could be the battle undefeated on October 26th.
Undefeated.
Let's get them ranked. Let's get them ranked. Right? Let's get them ranked.
I'm telling you, you'll want them to be confident though. It's not. This won't be as easy if they're confident and feeling themselves and they think they can win that shit.
I'm not none of this is supposed to be easy. If they're confident, they're confident. Regardless of whatever the fuck we go in there feeling but we have to win.
Period.
So it just comes down to
period. And you said battle undefeated.
I'll put this. If we talked about it last week, $20 million. If we can't beat a confident big dick swinging Nebraska that's we're undefeated, then we shouldn't be in this fucking shit anyway.
And to be realistic, if they come in there undefeated, we might already be coming in there with a loss to Oregon. We can't have 2 Big Ten losses. Let's just make that very clear.
I know that.
and I say this all thinking Ohio State will whoop the dog shit out of Nebraska. But I'm just saying you don't want to be in there confident if they don't need to be.
My tune would be different if it was at Nebraska at night on CBS.
True.
Then my shit would be. Then I'm we get that one random upset every year. That would have besides just losing to Michigan now, that would have been the one.
Yeah, that game's that's a shoe.
Yeah, so we'll be there'll be juice for that. All right, so. We're going to have one of the new segments this week, Performance of the Week. So during weeks that we have the NFL podcast, again, first one's going to be tonight, we're only going to have Performance of the Week. But during the weeks that we don't have the NFL podcast, we are going to have performance of the week and trash can of the week. So we have more time to do that since we won't have the NFL pod. So this week is just performance of the week. Byron, I'm gonna start with you. Who's your performance of the week?
So my performance of the week is Ashton Genty out of Boise State. He had 19 carries for 249 yards and 6 touchdowns. Man went off.
Love it. I love it. Cedric?
Damn. Took mine. So I gotta find
okay.
Sorry, Cedric.
Justin, do you have yours?
Cedric, you go, but I will have it. I just need to figure out his name.
All right, I'll go. My performance of the week, I can't believe I'm really going to say this out loud. The Iowa offense. The Iowa offense, dude.
I hate them right now.
The fact that they put up 40 points. I remember how Iowa was ranked 129th out of 130 FBS schools in scoring offense last year. So the fact, I get it, Illinois State, but you got to remember, this was Iowa. They weren't scoring 10 points really against anybody last year. So put up 40 points, game one. We talked about quarterbacks who were ass. Cade McNamara, who was trash, he had 3 TDs in the win. Good job, Iowa, for actually scoring in modern times.
Iowa State this weekend.
That's a big game. Always is for them.
All right, you ready, Cedric? I can go now if you need it.
Go ahead, Justin. I know you. I like to hear your thoughts. Who you got?
My performance of the week is USC wide receiver Kyron Hudson. That fucking catch in the first quarter against LSU. Oh my God. And then on the game-winning drive, the one-handed pull in, catch the ball, and take the headshot. Unbelievable. Yeah, Kyron Hudson, performance of the week.
Cedric.
Mine's going to be Notre Dame defense. I really think in that game when there was a lot of opportunity to lose it, and I mean, there was times I watched like those some of those incomplete passes and just runs that weren't going anywhere. They hung in there and stuck it out, and I think their stop on the drive is what really opened it up for them to clutch that win, because it was stuff like Texas A&M was driving the field that second half, and I think Notre Dame's defense stepped up, and that's what got them the dub.
Oh, I agree. Good performances of the week. All right, we'll close it off because performances of the week and trash can of the week when they come back all have to focus on the college football. But of course, winners and losers can be anything that's going on in your brain right now. So Cedric went last there, so he's going to start us off. Cedric, who's your winner and loser that you want to talk about?
My winner is going to be Georgia. And my winner for Georgia, and the reason why is we were all watching that game. Like Justin said, at the end of the first half, it was 6-0, only 2 field goals. And then they turned it around and dropped 30-something points on them. With high expectations coming into the season, they are the number 1 team in the nation. They're the most winning team right now, most winning team that we've had these last 3 years of the 2 back-to-backs, and last year only losing 1 game. A lot of pressure on Carson Beck, and honestly on this whole Georgia offense. Like they know that everyone wants and expects them to win games, and it doesn't really matter who they're playing. And so I know that first half can be shaken when your offense isn't clicking like it needs to click, and things aren't going down like it needs to go. But to stick it out there and then find that rhythm, and then start cooking them boys, give you that my winner. Ain't no surprise who my loser is. Where's DJ? The only reason I say this is, and honestly, I'll just say Florida State, because it's not even like a DJ problem. I think it's a Florida State defense problem. They give up the run so much. Like the last 2 games at Boston College ran the ball all over them. Georgia Tech ran the ball all over them. For a team, and I know they lost a lot of people, but a team that was touted as one of the best defensive teams in the nation, and that's kind of the reason why they wanted to go to the playoff and thought they should have been in the playoff last year. To give up on rushing to 2 teams that, no offense, aren't stellar offensive recruited talents is just disappointing. So that's why they're my losers, Florida State.
Mm-hmm. Byron, Justin, who wants to go next?
Go next. So I have a couple winners. So first is a group of winners. North Dakota State, USC, and Boston College for lining my pockets this weekend. Thank you all. Also, thank you, Justin, for those bets.
I got y'all.
And then my other winner is the wide receiver out of Arizona, I'm going to butcher his name, Tyro McMillan. Had 10 receptions for 305 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then my loser, which we'll probably get more into this when we have our superhero podcast, but WB Games and Rocksteady are just on some bullshit for the last couple of months. Recently, it came out that they fired over half of their quality analysts and other staff members after the abysmal sales of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. One of those people they fired was on maternity leave, so she literally got her walking papers while she was out taking care of her newborn baby.
Oh no.
Yeah. And that shit just don't sit right with me. So they are my losers of the week.
Oh shit. Go ahead, Aki.
Man, I gotta save some for the NFL in a few minutes, so I ain't gonna go too crazy. First loser, Billy Napier. What you doing? Can't be getting your ass kicked and then criticizing the fans directly like you get your ass kicked at home to Miami. Simply can't do that. Unacceptable. Bad. Winner. God. Guess we'll keep it with college football. I gotta go with my man's Lincoln Riley, bro, USC. They came up in there and they showed the world we can tackle. We can tackle.
We can tackle. Oh my god!
It's a low bar, but fuck it, they passed it. They passed it for now.
We can tackle. Oh shit, that's great. That's great. I'm gonna start off with my losers of the week. I'm gonna kind of go on the Byron side, going at a company. ESPN, Disney, and DirecTV, you guys are a bunch of fucking hoes.
Oh my god! Before you get going, god damn it, I was out of town all weekend. I had DirecTV streamed. Hey, guess what I couldn't do as soon as I got home on fucking Monday?
I didn't hear that, but we saw the passion.
So I just listen again. I'm on the Byron hate for these big corporations now because not only did you do this before the USC LSU game, you also did it during the US Open that's going on. You did it you didn't do it at the beginning of the day where you could have. You did it an hour and a half before the game. No warning. So if you didn't have an HD antenna and you could go to just channel 6, you couldn't watch the game, which means you couldn't watch the game on Monday, which means you can't watch Monday Night Football coming up. You can't watch any ESPN programming, and not just ESPN programming.
You can't even watch FX, bro.
You can't watch FX. You can't watch Disney. For the people who have kids out there, there's no Disney. And you did that shit on a fucking whim on a long weekend, knowing people would be home. And you did that shit. To Byron's, like he always says, that's some greedy ass corporation shit. And some of y'all gonna have to figure it out. Y'all gonna have to see us. And I said us, because that's some bullshit.
You said
I'm coming with.
Huh?
Yeah, DirecTV.
I thought they were bought out by Spectrum.
No,
AT&T. I thought they got bought out by AT&T.
Like, if you have DirecTV, AT&T,
you couldn't watch any of the games.
Oh yeah. No, they've been on some fuck shit for years. So yeah,
this was the one. An hour before the game. Come on.
They had all summer to figure this shit out. Mm-hmm. They could at least let us fucking know. Like if you were a customer, they could let you know. Like, hey, yeah, we in this dispute before fucking football season. Like,
I remember what 3 years ago they had the dispute with CBS.
Oh yeah, CBS Spectrum. They all keep going. It's the fact you don't do. Come on,
CBS and AT&T. They had the dispute, which is DirecTV as well. Mm-hmm. They had a dispute. You couldn't watch CBS.
You did it before
all
the game.
Summer to do that shit.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off.
Get that shit together, bro. You know niggas need their football.
Right. And you did it during a long weekend where everyone is either home or traveling or somewhere.
Right. That's long weekend, the first full college football weekend. Like,
and didn't give notice.
trash.
There was no articles out, nothing. There were only articles after the fact, like, oh, why can't you watch football? Why can't you watch Bluey on Disney? This is why. After the fact?
Yeah.
That's hoe shit.
It used to be you go over on the channel. It's like we're in a dispute with so-and-so. We're hoping to resolve it quick because we know our customers want the episode or want the channel.
And then for
That's
people who aren't technically inclined to, don't be like, oh, I'll just watch it on the ESPN app. If you use your Spectrum or if you use DirecTV or AT&T to sign into the ESPN app, you still can't watch the games. You're blocked out.
And you can only watch ESPN with fucking cable. It's crazy. Like you need a cable subscription to get that shit. That's why your login doesn't work on the ESPN app if it's through mine is through AT&T not DirecTV stream. So I was
bullshit.
fucked.
That was not the move, and I'm still very pissed about that. So I get them loser. My winner is actually coming from the world of wrestling. It is going to be two of them, and they're in this match for two different reasons. Roxanne Perez and Miss Jada Parker in the NXT Women's Title match. Jada Parker was having her first singles title match on the big stage like that in front of all those people, and she performed fantastic. And Roxanne Perez, like her nickname is, she is a prodigy. Like if you watch wrestling and if you've seen the hits she's been going and the streak she's going, she's really it. And I will say in 10 years, it's Roxanne and Tiffany are going to be running the women's division. So just wanted to shout out those two ladies.
Think it's gonna take 10?
I'm not one of those people who think the four horsewomen are just gonna go into some rocking chairs and disappear.
I'm saying like that's a decade, like because what Roxanne's 21?
She's 22. I mean, like fully running
22.
it. Like they're the top two, like top two. Like there's no dispute. Because I think Bianca's still gonna be around, Jade, Cargill.
Okay. So I'll see you in 2034.
I mean, they might be main eventing shit, but there's some other, and then Jada Parker. I mean, again, she impressed, and if you don't know who these ladies are, look them up, and you'll start watching the show immediately. So, just throwing that out there too, especially Miss Parker. But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C College Football Edition. I cannot wait to come back next week and talk about Texas and Michigan and Nebraska and Colorado. Cannot wait. With that being said, L7C Podcast signing out.
Go Bucks.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C Podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.